to the latest edition of our Heart Heroes podcast. I'm Kathy and I am joined today by Lauren and Catherine, both of whom are 14 years old, and today's episode is going to look and possibly feel a little bit different because it is taking place on our annual Summer Blast residential. So, over to you girls, because you're going to tell me a bit more about Summer Blast and what it means to you and how it feels. Lauren, this is your very first time coming to Summer Blast. So how did you feel on the journey here? What was kind of going through your head before you arrived?
So I was a bit nervous because I didn't really know, I didn't remember or know any people. And I kind of was scared whenever I was going there, but then now I'm all comfortable.
Okay, good. And what do you think made you feel more comfortable? Did that happen quite quickly, or did it take longer than what you thought?
Probably all the girls in my room, we were all just talking and just kind of got comfortable around each other, and now we're just good friends.
Good. So do you find that you have a lot in common?
Yeah.
Brilliant. Plenty to chat about. Yeah. And Katie, you have definitely been here before, so you had an idea of what was to come, although we're doing 2 nights this year. How did you feel then coming, knowing what Summer Blast was all about?
Well, I was kind of excited because I have friends from last year that were going that I don't get to see as often, so I was excited to finally kind of meet up with them again. I was also excited to meet new people that have the same condition as me and things like that. So I was really excited to meet friends I don't usually get to meet, and also meet other people that I can relate to easier.
Brilliant. And what about, so some of our leaders here are from Clark Clinic and they're the medical teams associated with the children's services and the adult services. How does it feel then getting to do this sort of thing with people that you've only kind of seen before in a hospital setting?
I think it's definitely less stressful.
Yeah, very less stressful.
Yeah, especially when you're throwing a ball at their heads and dodgeball.
Yeah. It's much better than being around a bunch of beeping machines all the time.
Yeah.
It's better just hanging out than in a high stress place where you're having loads of things, being done to you and stuff.
Okay, good. Well, thank you for being so honest. We've got another day and a half ahead. What are you looking forward to most?
Rock climbing.
Rock climbing?
Rock climbing and zip lining, yeah.
Oh, okay. So we've got daredevils here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, well listen, that was brilliant. So we're going to go and take part in our activities now, but thank you so much for joining us. So now I am joined by 2 lovely people who between them have racked up quite a few Summer Blast appearances. Sarah and Scott, and they are going to tell you a little bit more about themselves. But we just want to say that it's so important to have the support of the medical team, and we are so grateful because without your support we just simply couldn't do it. So Sarah, do you want to kick off just by telling everybody who you are and where you come from?
Yep. I'm Sarah, this is my 3rd year at Summer Blast. Really pleased to be back, and I am one of the Deputy Ward Sisters on Clark Clinic.
Very good. And I'm Scott, I'm one of the doctors from Clark Clinic, and this is my 2nd time Summer Blast.
Brilliant. So Sarah, I'm going to start with you because I find it really interesting that quite often the first time you meet some of these young people is when they're teeny tiny babies or kind of toddler stage. And then all being well, maybe after they've had some early surgeries or early interventions, there's quite a big period of time then before you would see them again. So what does it feel like, you've kind of nursed some of them through and now you're here throwing them off a zip line?
Yeah. Well, no, it's brilliant because you see these tiny babies with very, very serious heart conditions go through massive surgery, and sometimes I think we as nurses wonder, what is it like when they're older? And then you see them come here and they do the zip line, the climbing wall. They just think, wow, it's absolutely worth it. They're great and having so much fun, and it's brilliant to see them just thriving. I'm sure you can sometimes we only see them maybe for a day or 2 to get their medicines changed as teenagers, or we see them early teens having big operations, and then in a year's time you see them out here in the summer, and it's brilliant. It's really rewarding.
Yeah. And good crack.
Brilliant crack. Very good crack. Some brilliant characters.
Absolutely. And Scott, I suppose we had our trip to Milan earlier in the year, so we're well aware of the psychological and psychosocial benefits that this brings to young people. But on a kind of human level, if you take your doctor hat off for a wee second, I know last year was your first year and it meant quite a lot to you, just being here and experiencing Summer Blast with young people. How did that make you feel at the time? So that was your very first introduction, to the charity as well?
Yeah, I suppose I'd seen you guys around the ward, but this was my sort of first time being a part of, the experience. And yeah, it was really emotional actually going last year. Like, I know you say you see children when they're really unwell, or just like not when they're, if you see them in clinic and they're maybe not so well, but like they're not comfortable necessarily. They might be a bit nervous, and you're only with them, 20 minutes, and then they're away. But spending that time with them it's really fab. Like just to see them having a great time, good laugh, and just what they are capable of. It's amazing. Like I was absolutely wrecked after a day of playing football, and it's people, kids with really severe heart disease, and it's just amazing to see what they can do. It's just, I think it really changes your mindset of what heart disease is to actually how capable these children are. It's amazing.
Yeah. Okay. And if you could both, and put you on the spot now, if you could sum Summer Blast up, so say you're telling a parent about Summer Blast who has never been before, and you had a few words to use, how would you sum the whole thing up? Sarah, you're first.
Yeah.
Opportunities, really good opportunities for these kids. They all of the activities they are all ticked off to be able to do. There's the risk is allowed. The doctors have said it's all good, and these are opportunities they might get when they go to school. So it's really inclusive, really good fun. Brilliant stories whenever we're done to tell. We don't know what they're going to say next, what they're going to do next, and pot noodles.
It's really
everywhere. I think there's maybe been at least 2 crates already gone, and what are we, 2 o'clock on the Saturday?
They're not lasting, sure they're not.
They're not lasting, they're not at all. And what about you, Scott? Then what would sum it up for you?
Fun, friendship, crack. Like it's just best time.
Yeah.
For everyone involved.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, here's to the second night. Let's hope we get a bit more sleep.
We'll get through.
So now I'm joined by Michael and Ryan, who are both 16 and both pros at Summer Blast. You've both been here before. Ryan, what made you come back this time?
I'd say the experience
Okay.
and meeting people again and meeting new people. And I'd say the experience such as when we went ziplining or climbing or archery.
Yeah.
And I really enjoyed them, and I think I might go back next year.
Good.
What do you think?
Yeah, go ahead, Michael. You look like you're about to sing.
My man told me to.
You're
Good cracking.
Yeah. I'm really glad to hear you do what your man tells you to do.
Oh yeah, it's my man.
Good man. Good answer. So would you guys met each other then last year at Summer Blast? Have you guys kept in touch since?
No.
No, so it's all just through the charity and the events that we run then.
Yeah, but
And why do you think you get on so well?
well, sorry, there is only like 4 boys.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Oh, so he's the best out of the bad ones, is that what you're telling me?
I'm not saying.
He's not the man, he's not the man. Thank you.
No, he's not confirming nor denying there, is he?
It's not bad.
Would you recommend this to other bad boys your age? Other young people?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Why?
Yeah. 3 days out,
3 days out?
Free food.
We need to do a cooking workshop. Send you back to your mum happy.
We've had a good day.
Ah.
What was your favourite part?
That's archery. Wasn't great at it, but archery.
Playing spoons. Spoons.
Learning new games.
Spoons is pretty good.
Spoons is pretty good. You're pretty good at spoons.
Yeah, not brag.
Yeah. So now we're joined by Katie, and Katie is the brains behind this year's Summer Blast. So Katie, although this is your first Children's Harbour Trust Summer Blast, you have organised lots and lots of residentials and been involved in delivering programmes for residentials before. How is our residential different to those?
So it's been an absolute pleasure, first of all, in planning this residential, and even being here with all the young people are also inspirational. But the difference has been kind of having to think about things that you wouldn't normally have to think about. So our young people have congenital heart disease. Therefore, whenever I was planning the activities and seeing what we could do, I had to go to the nurses and the medical staff just to make sure that with the young people that we had, that the activities we were doing were appropriate for them, which most were.
Yeah.
There's not very much that they can't do. So I think that's mainly the only difference. Well, also then, the medical forms are a lot longer, and you're having to bring their medication away with you, and we have the medics with us as well, who kind of deal with that instead of us having to administer medication. But I think that's been the main differences, but it's been absolutely amazing, and I can't wait to next year already.
Oh, okay, you're jumping ahead. Are we getting the wish of a week's cruise? Not yet, maybe not next year?
If our budget will stretch, then yes. Maybe not next year, but that is the sky thinking.
Yeah, part of the plan. And when you think about the parents, because obviously with all this organisation, there's been lots of communication with the parents of some of the young people. What's kind of been the feeling amongst them? Were there some that were quite anxious, relieved, delighted to get a weekend to themselves? What way has it been?
So, yes, it's been, a lot of them were quite anxious, but I think them knowing that we had medics away with us, that kind of settled them a bit, and the fact that these young people and their parents see the medics in the hospital whenever they go to their appointments, and they know them very well. The medics know the young people very well, inside out nearly, some of them, and I think that kind of eases the parents' anxieties at times, but then also, like, some of these young people have never had a sleepover before, never stayed away from home, so I think some of the parents were worried that they might not even stay the night, but here we are on day 2 and they all stayed the night, so it's been great so far. But I think, the main worries were is my child going to be able to do everything that we're doing, which we reassured them by saying that we pass it all by medics. What about their medication? Well, they know to take their medication. Again, the medics have all the information. And also that, yes, they might come and they might not know anyone, but everybody was in the same situation.
Yeah.
So it was, sometimes it's quiet at the start, but by the time they're going home on Sunday, it'll
not be quiet.
It'll not be quiet.
It wasn't quiet last night, to be fair. Or the wee hours this morning.
The wee hours. Or at 3 a.m. whenever we can hear squeals from the next room, but
I know, but it's all good.
It's all good.
And kind of, when you think of your background in youth work, and then I suppose what you know about the charity and things like that, what would you say the main, if you had to say pick 3 of the main benefits, that have the biggest impact, I suppose, on young people and their families after the residential, what do you
so I think, in youth work, a lot of it all comes down to building relationships. And yes, these young people all have built relationships outside in school with their friend groups, but this is a different kind of relationship. This is a relationship where they have an understanding of each other that their other friends most likely do not have. And they can talk to each other about going to different appointments, what they do and don't like, about maybe even getting their bloods done, all the different experiences they've been through, and kind of just talk about that and just go through it all with each other. And even after this, they'll then go home and it could be that someone has an appointment and they're a bit worried, so they'll maybe send their friend a wee text and go, I'm worried about this, and the friend, that friend that they've made here will be like, oh, I've had that done before, it's fine. It's that reassurance and knowing you're not on your own. So I think that building relationships it's a different kind of relationship, but it's so strong that they'll go home friends for life.
Yeah.
Second thing is kind of this cohort that we have at the minute. I think they're kind of at that storming stage of theoretical youth work. And we hope then to get them to that performance stage through different things throughout the year where they will be like a total group that can go and conquer the world.
Yeah.
And third thing, any ideas?
Do you know, one thing that really strikes me is the independence
Yeah.
that they build.
Go
you know.
on with.
Yeah, and one of the parents was joking me about their young person coming back and learn how to make a cup of tea.
But it's something so simple.
Yeah, and there were so many there. They were like, "What do you mean, make a bed? Me?"
Yeah, I know they had to make their beds here last night. I didn't think I would ever have to make as many beds in my life. But you know, they did it. They all made some part of their bed, and you know they'll go home and even they all made their bed. And some mummies were going in and checking, like and going, I don't think that bed's made right, but I'll just leave it. I'll just leave it.
Yeah.
You know, so it is that independence. It's that, you know, something that they'll learn, like that you wouldn't even think is so big.
Yeah.
But it is, because sometimes they might not be given that independence at home.
Yeah.
You know,
Understandably,
you know, everything they've been through and all the rest of it, you know, like, I know, like, my mummy loves to do everything for me, you know, whereas I think that wee bit of independence is actually so important.
Absolutely,
and even, you know, washing the dishes.
Yeah.
I'm going to send, they'll all be coming home domesticated, don't you worry.
With a little bottle of
Sarah.
Sarah. Yeah, other brands are available. Yeah, absolutely. Well, look, I suppose I asked Scott and Sarah this as well. If you could sum Summer Blast up in one word, what would it be?
Inspirational.
Lovely. I think we'll finish there.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Thank you so much, Katie.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for joining us in the Summer Blast edition of our Heart Heroes podcast. Please keep your eye open for our next pod, and in the meantime, if you would like any more information on any of our youth services, then don't forget to drop us a DM or visit www.childrensheartbeattrust.org. Thanks!